Hello guys and welcome back. Let's move on to the holes around the arm. So let's turn on the Quadro 2 on the body. Okay, and then we can keep extending our loops around it. The one thing I want to do is covering the deltoid with the loop. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here now with this loop. Okay. Alright. See, where does this guy go? Oh, it goes to the other side, of course. So let me finish that. Okay. Now sometimes I check the loop and see where they're going, but I don't really worry if they're going to a direction that I don't really know, if that's what I need or not. But it's generally okay to me. I don't really worry too much about that, unless it's going like really wrapping around and going towards all weird directions, so that it's hard to manage, but I think it's okay for now. And I just need to keep wrapping around the internal part. Okay. And then at some point I can say, okay, I kind of wanted them to keep going down now. Okay. So let me add one more. Oh, actually I don't need that. Oh, I do need one more loop going down actually. So let me move this aside. And one more. Right, and fill that in. Okay. So basically I'm having this deltoid shape represented by some loop wrapping around the edge of it. Okay. Alright, and then we can start doing the whole part of the arm. Now one thing I kind of wanted to be to make sure is that I'm having enough loop for this bending part. So the first thing I do is gonna be having a small loop down there. When did I delete that? So let me just keep going with that. Now this loop is going to be again wrapping around the deltoid, right? Okay, keep going this way. Right. So I need this loop here, and this loop is also the actual hole for the arm. Okay. So we have a deltoid in the middle, okay, like this over here, and then we have this actual hole for the arm, and then we can, holding down, tap and extend out to the bicep basically. So let me drag things around. Here one thing we can do is say, okay, this is the bicep, I kind of want a loop to wrap around it. So what I can do is I can say, okay, let me create a loop to go through this part. Alright. Now again, we can either choose to have this or not. But this is basically like what we're having on the leg, more or less. But yeah, I can keep these guys going down. Now I don't want them to be wrapping around for too long or too much, because that's going to eliminate the lines going down towards the arm to the wrist, which I will need a lot of lines going down for the hand. So I may choose to just have a loop over here to represent that, but I don't really want it to be super to be wrapped around more than this single loop. Okay. Alright, moving on to the side, I think I can just even these guys out. Again, we have something on the back too, but I generally don't really do anything for that one. Topology wise, I'm just gonna go nice and even, simple grade, and that's enough for me. Okay, so just reposition these guys. I think I'm too dense on the back also. Some moving them towards the front. Oh, actually this is too big. Here. Alright, that should be good enough. And let me just then add some edge loop here down the way in the middle. Actually, I need 3 loops at least here in the middle, because depending on how you rig this character, you may choose to have, like, let me just add one more here for the bending. You may choose to have a bendy arm. A bendy arm makes the arm to be able to bend in crazy ways in the rigging process. Then that requires a lot of loop. Now, even just simple movement like twisting, right? You cannot really need enough loop to support that. Anyway, so now just to save performance again, I'm gonna go to the object mode, right? Grab the model and Control 1, and go to edge mode and double click on this edge. Oops, I think I wanted to tweak that a little bit. Okay. So I can either use Quad Draw 2 or go to vertex mode by holding down right mouse button and go to vertex, and I can drag that little circle here to reposition it. Then let me go back to object mode, edge, go to the edge, right, and double click, and then I can shift and right mouse button, I can go for a detach component, right, and then go to object mode, grab this model again, and then I can go for the separate. Okay. Now I have the 2 arms, and then let me do one more combine. Again, shift and right mouse button, go for combine. Alright, cool. Now I can start working on my arm only. Go to Quad Draw 2. Alright, now for the back of the elbow, I can also do something similar. So I have a loop to wrap around it. So let me choose that one. This one instead. Okay, so I have something here to enhance that structure. Alright, now moving on down to here, that's where I will have another loop to wrap around basically this big barge over here. Okay, so let me do that real quick. Now for the bottom area, I can choose to do that also or not, based on, you know, depending on your preference. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference on the shape or a lot of impact on the deformation either. So you can choose to do that or not. I oftentimes just keep it clean. Alright, so again, find out those poses. Those are the 2 poses for the elbow, right? And those are the 2 poses for this loop. Okay, and the others is just gonna be connected to the middle. Okay, let me smooth these guys out and close these. I need one more line going down here. Let's see, so I have that and one more line. Okay, and then I can smooth these guys out. Oh, and one thing I don't like about what I'm getting here is that I have this corner over here, and I don't have the same corner over here. So that's not going to be something I like to have. So I'm going to force it to happen over here first. So I have this corner and that corner. Right, and let's see what's going on down here. So that's going to be this loop over here. And I kind of need one more loop going down, but that's gonna give me a spiral shape. So let's see what's going on down here. So we have all the loops coming from, I think that's because where I positioned this pole maybe. It goes to the back. So I can choose to delete all these. I have one more pole here. I don't have another pole on the other side. I have one pole here, one pole here, one pole here, one pole, but I don't have a pole over here. So I'm going to do that here. Okay. As you can see, it's important that you can spot those issues and see why. Sometimes that helps you to understand, like, okay, why am I not getting the even number on the other side, right? That could be happening somewhere down the way and you don't realize, but you can use this way of thinking to see, okay, I need one more pole over there. Okay. So now we got the same amount of polygons going downwards, going sideways. Anyway, so let me smooth these guys out. Alright, so the rest will be just extending from what we have here all the way down to the wrist. Okay, so what I can do is basically using the same way we did for the lower leg, just tap and minimouse drag them down to extrude all the way down to the wrist. Adjust their positioning. Oh, actually it goes all the way to here. I'm trying to even these guys out as even as possible, so that I know that I just need to also make what's happening on the hand also even, and that's gonna give me the correct result. Okay, so that's a smooth connection. So let me add some edge loop down here in the middle through the wrist. Okay, and I can smooth these guys out all the way through the lower arm, actually. Okay, towards the wrist. Anyway, so now we have the arm, and now it's time to move on to the most difficult part on the human topology, and also the most boring part that I hate to do, which is the hand. Okay, so let's move on to that in the next video.